Hey everyone, this is the Kubeflow Notebooks meeting for the 27th of February. We are going to continue discussing and checking in on everyone's progress for Notebooks 2.0 and how we can make things better. I just want to also give a quick update that is the Notebooks 1.0 release is mostly finalized. We need to actually have the final release candidate in the manifest repository before it can be finally cut as. So technically right now the release candidate for the manifest does not include the latest notebook images. So if you have the time to test the new notebook images, which have new PyTorch and new TensorFlow, please do. They are under the RC2 tag of the oh my gosh, that's in my way. There we go. Of this branch here. So effectively RC1, sorry. Yeah. Anyway, so just like if you have time to test them, that'd be great. We've also got a bit of work going on with moving stuff out of Kubeflow into the dashboard repo. It's effectively what will happen is that in a PR soon we'll be removing all the code here, which is for the dashboard, and releasing. We'll have to make a new GitHub workflows release process on the new repo, but what we'll be doing is bringing all the old commits by filtering them down to only the ones that affected these components. I just want to highlight that. So the history should also link as well, because when you're in the new repo, we're going to be rewriting this hash at the end of each commit to say it was actually in the other repo. So when you click it, it should still be clickable in GitHub, which should be useful for people. I just wanted to highlight that. If you want to know about what's happening there, look at the new dashboard repo. And then there's a bit of discussion going on in here, I believe. This is a random person who's working on it. And it's part of, okay, he hasn't actually linked it to it, but it's part of the migration issue, which is in the main Kubeflow repo, which is one of these 4 issues here, which is this one. So we're doing option 3, which is move everything. Okay, cool. I'm just going to move on. So in terms of things that we have identified as the most important issues, this is not, actually that's not correct here, but is this, which is we need to get local development working properly, because this is blocking a lot of people from onboarding and helping contribute, which is right now we have local development for we kind of have local development for the controller, but to actually run the controller in a way that's usable in real cluster, you do actually have to build the images and deploy them into the cluster. You can do that by kind of hacking the end-to-end test right now, but you have to manually build and load an image into your kind cluster every time. It's a bit painful. So in the short term, we're going to just give a basic guide of how to do that. And this is so that the backend developers, because the backend needs to talk to a cluster that has a controller running, mostly. Otherwise, it might try and make actions that are invalid. And especially then the front end needs to talk to a back end as well. So effectively the local development guide for now, just so that anyone who's listening knows, should be, because most of the development is happening on the front end right now and the back end, is you will build a container image for the controller. You'll load it into the kind cluster, a local kind cluster. It has to be kind right now. And then, so it's running with the webhooks and everything and reconciling workspace resources. And then you'll run the backend locally with a kubectl context that points to the same kind cluster. It should work. That should just work fine. And now you've got a localhost API endpoint on what's the port, 4000 or something. And then the front end will connect, when you're developing that, will connect to localhost 4000 or whatever it is, and use that as its backend for now. In the future, obviously, these will all be running inside of pods in the cluster, but that is, while we're developing, it's not necessary to get the backend and the front end doing that for now. Only the controller absolutely has to, because of the way the webhooks require, just the way webhooks work on Kubernetes. You don't have a choice. Webhooks are for validating like complicated things, like running a complicated Go script to say, am I actually allowed to take this update, edit, delete, create action, and stuff like you've created a cycle in the redirects of the options or something. Anyway, okay, so I don't know if the person who said they were working on this is here. I don't think they are, but if anyone has experience with Tilt, please reach out on the Notebooks channel, or if you're here right now. Are you here right now? Anyone?
Hello.
Hey.
Hey, Alessio here. I wanted a draft PR for testing with Tilt
Hmm.
the controller. So if you guys want to try it, I also added the README, so you can follow the steps here to try. At least for now, it's supporting the controller.
That's great. So where that's perfect. So have you made this PR or is it on the repo?
Yeah, yeah, it's the 220,
Two two
the
zero two
first
two.
one in draft.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Oh, you did this 46 minutes ago. I see. Okay, so that's cool. Let me just add this here as if you're happy to take ownership of getting the first one in, that is amazing. And
yeah,
again, we don't make it perfect. It just needs to be good enough that it's better than doing some crazy manual build right now. Uh,
all right. Yeah, I will
so
also
yeah.
link it in the in Slack so you guys can give
And
some
so
view.
specifically, you're doing it on the controller. If this works, then we're happy to review this and get this in as soon as possible. And then it will be harder to. How are you actually doing the manifest side of it? Are you just customize applying kind of thing, or you
Yeah,
made a
for
Helm?
now, yes. No, Helm is just for the external cert manager requirement. For
Okay,
now,
cool. Yeah,
it's using customize. Yeah,
it should be fine. Um, cool. Okay. That's amazing. And I guess then we would then, if with the next step would be to make a back end one as well, I guess, if you're unless you have other tasks you want to work on specifically, after this PR. So like that one, obviously the back end in cluster development is less useful in the short term because we don't have manifests for the back end and we also don't have manifests for the front end. And obviously once you're doing that local development in the cluster,
hmm,
you'll need to actually have both have we'll need to create deployments, services, all the other virtual services, everything. Um, cool. This is amazing. Let's review that after this meeting, I guess. Or no, not right now, but today sometime. Is it ready for
all
review,
right.
or do you want to give us? Do you want some time?
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, you can try. I can remove the draft. It was just because I was missing the description, but it's ready to for review.
Okay, cool, awesome. Thank you very much. Uh, yeah. So there was a discussion a while ago around some better make targets, which maybe also might be useful that you could look at if you're familiar with make very much. But they're kind of we can talk more about that in another meeting. Okay. Okay. So in terms of the front end, I'm just seeing if there's anything else. Yeah, so these compatibility selectors as well, like this is we can add these into the controller and backend once the front end is ready for them. Okay, so front end, the most important things. Okay, people feel free to chime in. What is the most important thing on the front end right now? Obviously, everyone is free to work on anything, but what are we trying to make sure gets merged in the next week? Anyone want to step up?
I'm
I see
Matthew.
Paulo.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. So one thing that's in progress right now, I wouldn't say we need to get merged next week. Probably won't be ready. Uh, Everything, I mean, just the mockup we can merge. But anyway, it's the creation UI wizard. I
Hmm?
started doing some work on there. I plan to send a PR next week so we can get the live mockup merged and more people can join the task on the steps,
So what's
on
this
each
PR
step
here?
of the wizard.
Is this
No,
are you gonna so also we've got a details view as well, actually. I just realized, is that one not merged yet? Doesn't that need to be merged?
yeah, that one's not merged yet. I need to do adjustment from what we discussed on last meeting, but I haven't done yet.
Okay,
But I'll
cool.
do
So I
it.
mean, to make a creation wizard, do you need this details wizard built in first or not?
No, no, it's independent from each other.
Do you think this one's easier to get done sooner? Or
Um, yeah, it's easier.
yeah, yeah. I mean, let's try and I mean, I don't want to you can do whatever you want. It's an open source project. But I'd suggest that we try and get the details view, at least not perfect, just like basic in. Does this connect to the backend now with the new details view changes, or is it not?
No, the connection for the backend is on a different PR.
I see. That's definitely something I think we should work towards getting overall. Like for every new feature, yes, we can have mocks. Like, let's try and connect as much as we can to the backend because the backend's almost ready to use, as far as I can see. Um, do you agree with this, Paul, or do you disagree?
No, I agree. I mean, there are a few PRs that are aiming to connect the backend and removing the mocks for the front end. So as soon as we have, then we should stop using mocks for the front end for sure.
Okay, so in terms of sequencing here, what should go first?
So first, there is a PR from Yehudit that is using replacing the workspace mocks that we have there for the real backend call. There is this one should go first, the 213, and then
213.
the 188.
213. Oh, there. Oh, you're adding missing fields. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, this is for
So
the backend. I believe it's
this is
already being reviewed.
Okay. Yes, then we need to review that. That's definitely. Oh yes, yes. I made a review last week, I think, but I don't know if they think it might have been changed.
Yeah, it's just a small. We have a small comment that we should have not just one port. Port should be multiple ports.
Is it not
Go.
services or?
No, the services is done by UD, but there is a comment that I did like 3 years ago that we should have ports and not just a single port there.
What do we need ports at all, or is it more like services? Like that's what I'm saying. It's the front end should just be abstracted away from the concept of a port.
Yeah. Yes, but
Eder, just
go
a
ahead.
second.
Sure.
Sorry to
No,
interrupt, but yeah, okay. Regarding the last review, I already fixed that. Not iterating about on all the parts. Did that already, but regarding what you have just said, that we need ports and not the paths.
Because I think this is fine. I don't like Eder, can you explain why you need the port?
Yeah, because the ports there are multiple ports, right? So we can have one service with multiple ports.
Yeah, maybe you're misunderstanding the definition of service in this case. Maybe we need to just rename the word service to something else because it's not a service. It's what it maps to is it's saying that this container exposes these services. Like the service
but
on the container. So that's a list.
But, But when go a little down in the comments, the thing that we have in the image, we can have multiple ports.
Absolutely. So that's why this is a list. So what I'm saying is
yes,
that's what we did already, right? That's what you did. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm seeing in this spec here, which is services. It's a slice. So like this object here is the workspace object returned by the get and list API. And then we've added like a services. Oh, this needs to actually move under the pod template, I believe. Oh.
That I wasn't sure, but
yeah,
it's for you to decide.
because like what is the no, it doesn't need to because the this is abstracted away from the concept of the pod template. You know what I mean? Like this in the like this is this could get messy though. Like I mean I feel like it should be at the root, but like I feel like once we've got services like SSH services. Oh, I guess that's how I solve this, right? HTTP. But then maybe it should be like HTTP. Yeah, it's probably fine. Honestly, I think this is probably fine. I mean, wait. I think I must have commented on this idea, right? Like specifically.
Yes, you did. You did. Not regarding the specific place to put it, but yes, on how it should be structured with the path and not just
you
the
can
ports.
imagine, like, there could be other kinds of services. You know, you can imagine them, yeah. And not just for containers as well. Like the thing I'm trying to think of is once these are also allowed to be remote VMs on Kubeflow, I'm trying to figure out if this is still fine. I think it probably is because that would still, what would probably happen is would have some kind of gateway proxy going on in the mesh, which would still be accessible by a specific HTTP path for an HTTP endpoint. So I think this is still fine. And again, all that complexity is handled by the backend rather than the front end thinking about it. So I don't think we need the port because it's port ID that matters, and even then, that's still abstracted away from the user. The one thing you have made a comment on that I do agree though is that maybe not right now, but maybe the workspace prefix should be configurable because we have this concept in other parts of Kubeflow where like you can configure this prefix to be a different thing, I think, but I don't know. Maybe it's fine if it's just hard-coded workspace. It's fine. It's hard-coded for now in the back in controller as well, right? Maybe it's not. No, it is. It is. It is. It is. It is. Yeah. It would have to be
And
aligned with the controller anyway. So
So and sorry to just for me to understand this. Imagine that I have a image config, right? That have two parts.
yep. Let's go to one.
This
Yep.
this will generate two services, right?
No.
Two
So
HTTP services.
within that GET request, yes, but not in a
Yeah.
Kubernetes service. No, not.
No,
It'll
no,
be
no, no,
two
no, no, no,
ports
no,
within. Yeah,
no. But the result will be two HTTP services, right? This is what I meant about the comment.
Yes. So yeah, exactly. But because the port number internally can change, the ID is the actual identifier for the front end. So like, so that you can, so for everyone in your, so say you change the port for some reason, you've got some Jupyter port services which host Jupyter Lab on 888 and some which host it on 8080. You can then specify, as long as you have a consistent ID, then the user will, their links won't get broken. Like their links won't get broken.
I understand, but if I have another port here, like another of this, a child of
Yep.
ports, will
Yep.
generate two HTTP services, right?
Yep. If assuming
This
they're
was
both HTTP, yeah.
this is what I asked in the comment. If I wasn't clear.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, and I haven't reviewed the code yet, but that's what it would be attempting to do. Yes.
Yeah, but it's a
It's
quick
a slide.
fix.
Cool. Awesome. Okay. That's good. So I agree we should get that. Polar, sorry, we got a bit derailed. So I definitely we need to do that back in PR. And then after that, what's the next sequence for this?
The 188.
188. Okay. So front-end fetched workspaces. Okay,
Yeah,
so
so
this
this
one.
will need some adjust based on the camel case PR, and then we will start fetching the workspace directly from the backend with this PR.
Okay. Yeah, this also, yeah, the backend part needs to be removed from this, I guess. Yes, as well. Is that right?
Can you repeat, sorry?
Because there's a backend change in this as well.
Yeah.
yes,
the
but
thing,
that will be fixed after the other PR will be merged, and then
Awesome. And also, by the way, everyone's free to disagree with me. Like what I say is not gospel or anything like that. Like the only reason I was proposing the service thing is just because I think other people weren't thinking about the future of how this will be structured. But yeah. If you disagree, feel free to raise it. I'm not precious about ideas. Have a reason for your disagreement, obviously. Don't disagree for no reason. Yeah. Okay, cool. And then after that one, so the front end, yep.
yeah, so after that one, there is the third one there, the 217.
Okay.
This will be a call to create a workspace, which I'll then use for the wizard UI to call the backend to create the workspace.
Okay, so the backend's already got the create API, so you just be using it.
Yeah, I need to review this one, to be honest.
Okay, so let's actually just start writing these in an order. So to-dos like will be for controller, we have that tilt PR that person made. PR, okay. And then for backend, I'm gonna go backend plus front end. And then we said that it was
213 and the 188.
213. This one right here, yep. I'm gonna rename this because this is very much not prescriptive. I'm gonna make this say backend. I'm gonna say add services it's fine to just go like this is, we don't need to do these crazy kind of, you know. Okay, cool. Then I'll put that there. So that has to go first. Also, I did notice the Swagger one. We're still going to do that one. That one can happen at the same time. So I'll just put that one as Swagger. Add service paths. Okay, and then after that we have we had which one?
188.
188. Oh, 180. Yeah, okay. One. And then this one is, what's its summary? It's kind of, what does this actually do? Is this like stop using, like use real backend effectively, right?
Yes.
Effectively like stop using mocks for run and get workspaces. That seems right. Okay, then use real backend for WS get. Okay, and then after that,
Then go up a little bit. Yeah, the 217.
okay, this one's okay. Yes, there we go. And this one effectively the same, but use like stop using. Or do we actually even have this, or is this a new feature?
Yeah, it's a new feature.
Like add create workspace flow. Is that kind of what this is? Is this actually a UI flow mostly, or
No,
is this
it's
the
just
backend?
the call to the backend, not the UI. Just the
How do we
hook
have this
to
call
make the
right now
call.
if we don't have a front end for it?
It's just the hook that will encapsulate the call, and the wizard will use it.
Mhm. Mhm. Okay, next one after that, do you think?
Yeah, we have the 209 that Heather reviewed. I need to take a look as well.
This one's out of section here, right? So like this one can probably happen
Yeah,
on its own kind of section.
independent. Yeah.
Cool. That's good. So we can put that one up here. I'm gonna put like P like that's fine. Okay, yeah. And then but again, like those can let's try and like keep things that are actually like blocking progress. Is that blocking the progress of the sidebar thing, or because we don't even, when we have that sidebar, is that one of the ones that you're going to rebase at some point over the next few weeks, like after we merge these other ones? Like which one was that?
The code editor is already merged, so we will need to change it to call the API.
Okay, so this is our change for the
Small
backend
case.
only. So effectively, so let's think
Yeah.
of this as a group of tasks. So what is the group of tasks here? It's effectively for creating, like this one's non-mocked get workspace, like, or, and then effectively, and then we have, and then so we are a non-marked create workspace, and then we need another one which is the UI. What's that UI one for? Like update table. You know what I mean? You did have a PR for that already, right?
Yeah, it's the 196.
Or you can paste that in. Okay, and then front end hooks for create workspace, and then we need the like create workspace mocked. Is it going to be a mocked one at first, or is it going to use the backend? I guess it will just use the
It's
hooks that you
gonna
created.
use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Create workspace flow. You like spawner workspace spawner. Okay, and then so this other one around here. So now then there's another one as well, which was slightly less priority, but it was important still, which is for the details view, right? Like non-marked details. I'm gonna go WS details view. And so that one
The
needs the
This one.
Yes. Thank you. Feel free to, if you have need to go, yep, that's fine as well. Some people. It's this one. So this one is get workspace, YAML endpoint, that's fine. Add get WS YAML.
There's a typo there on the edge.
Yes, there is. Add yes. WS YAML to backend. Yeah, it's fine. Whatever, it's fine. Add to the backend. And then so this one's technically not blocking per se, but it's in the related. Add get WS YAML. Okay, and then in this, I really want to know, okay, is there an open PR for the details view, or is it just going to be remade?
It's a new PR that will need to be made.
Okay, yeah.
Because the mocked version is already merged.
Oh. Okay. So like effectively we need to, it's about updating it as well, right? Like, so.
Yeah, we need to update the front end. It will be a different path.
Yeah, okay. New PR to, like saying, update, update table to use new details view design VBA almost. Okay. I'm just gonna do it like this because why not? But who loves nested bullet points? Okay. So, okay, is there any other like categories of projects that we need to keep tracking? Okay, what is this? What does that mean?
This is initial in I work. Yeah. Auto correction is initial infrastructure.
Oh, okay. Okay. And so yeah, so and that's what that makes sense. Okay, so and then well, in terms of backend, I will just put this like I'm gonna put this one under like better development and then like tilt. And then there's another category here, which I don't know if the person here is working on it. You can feel free to speak up now if you are, is the virtual service.
Edson told me on Sunday that he's working on his, but he is only able to work on the weekends. So that's why he cannot attend this call.
That's fine, it's fine. Yeah, because there was a couple of PRs for it a while ago, but they weren't quite ready or good enough. So virtual. So there was a discussion on how to do it, I think, and I don't think I had time to answer, which was this. There was a discussion on this here. Finalized design, like how it should work. So what was the guy's name?
Edson.
Edson. Okay. Okay. Like this one's gonna be like add base plus health
Check. Yep.
check path. Okay. Okay, and I see you've just added a subject access review. So what's this?
Yeah, this is the to create the debug UI to pass the user ID and the Kubeflow and the Kubeflow group in the web, and also enable the subject access review in the backend that we disable.
So effective. I'm just gonna call this one like auth or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then under here, the kind of auth related tasks are, we need to like add. Is it going to be done in the form of add new HTTP header injection to the debug sidebar?
Yep. Yep. Yeah.
User group HTTP injection to debug sidebar. And what's this?
The second part is just to enable the subject access review in the backend that we disable by default.
Oh, yes, yeah. Remove the like enable backend by default and remove the ability to disable effectively. Enable by default and remove ability to disable auth in backend because right now it's disabled. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Okay, so now is there any other open PRs that we haven't categorized that are important? So these kind of selectable rows, that feels like a details view thing, right? Or is this going to be used, Polo?
There's a red there. It's a red only on your documents.
Oh, this one's in there, 196.
Yeah,
it
I
is.
put it there. Yeah, this one.
A table view with details, row selection. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So, and if I missed anyone if we'll have a PR that I've missed. Some of these obviously are back-end stuff that we can come back to, but. And culling controller, we do need to just track that as well. I know that Adam was actually continuing on that PR, so I think we'll probably need a bit of review. And there was one other one as well, which was that fixing the status information, I believe. Just close all those. Okay, and so in terms of sequencing and ordering, and most important, these are kind of independent, obviously. And then there was one other one which was fixing status. No, status.state. There was some, I don't know if a pull request got made.
Not yet. I'm still working on that.
That's fine. You don't need to make it immediately. Like we'll just say like WP by. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Is there any other pull requests I haven't categorized? Oh, this is actually a kind of problem. Yeah. So like we do have some tests in the controller, but they need to be more. But we'll come back to that. I think I'll track it. More tests for controller. These probably need to be rebased. They haven't been looked at in a long, long time. Okay, cool. Any others? Create WS. Okay, so I guess there's another question now around updating. So like, I think we should add a tracking for this. Like create workspace. I'm gonna say like get list table workspace. This is like, yeah, details, like WS details view, or like what are we gonna call it? We need a good name better than details. Like, is it gonna be the flyover? Is it gonna be what is a good name? Like the information
The
panel?
product name is drawer. So
drawer. Yes.
yeah,
Okay. WS details drawer. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Like, we might even call it right hand drawer.
We have the workspace kind viewer table work going on as well, right?
Yeah, we do, but there is no PRs yet.
Okay.
As we saw.
Okay, so updating workspaces. This is actually a really big problem. Oh, and also actually we need. And so this one here is WIP by Polo eventually. Okay. There, and then after this, I think we have this like implement constraints. Like we did talk about this up here as well, like or compatibility selectors. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's what let's make that its own section. Update workspace, and then saying add. Is it compatibility selectors? What do we call it in the end? We called it. Yeah, and actually yeah, so like I think maybe like there's two kind of concepts we discussed, which is option restrictions and compatibility selectors. So compatibility selectors are for between options, and option restrictions are for preventing specific options from being used in specific namespaces. So based off namespace labels. Okay, so we'll just add those as two different things. To be honest, some of these really are more like under all three, so maybe it makes more sense to just group them at the root, but whatever. These are like categories. What are they called? Why am I losing my mind? Where is? Where were we writing this?
I think it's on the February 20th one instead of 27th.
Oh, awkward. Okay, let me just move that. Awkward. Yeah, I'll clean this up after. Okay. I'm just gonna group these all under here. Kind of. I don't know. How do we feel? I don't feel like there's gonna be weight. Okay, it's fine. There's probably like epics that you could technically define here, but like, sure. Okay. That's fine. Okay. And then under, what is happening with that? That is so weird. Okay, sure. I don't know what's going on with that. Whatever. Okay, we'll fix it later. The okay. Workspace kind view for admins. Actually, for just everyone. Yeah. Update. I think update workspaces should happen before then. But because this requires us discussing around patches. So this is going to be. It's not compatibility selectors. Which one? What do we call it? We called it option restrictions and compatibility. Oh yeah, okay. Add spawner updater option restrictions. The heck? I think what's happening here is this is somehow its own root thing. What the heck? That is so strange. Okay, whatever. Option restrictions. We can come back to how that might work in a second. I just want to keep track of it. And then add spawner updater selectors. Okay. I think something's bugged out about this. Like I think we need to just like remove this like from dots and then effectively go.
We should start either GitHub issues or anything.
Yeah,
Right?
we can track these meta issues with sub issues now because they now have the ability to do sub issues. Okay, cool. You can feel free to do that if you want, Eder, or we can do them later. Okay, and then okay, and so other things. Have we missed any open PRs or? Okay, I'll come back to cleaning up the other ones in a second. So this one is just like the see above for discussion. Okay. Whoa. Okay. And okay, so this update workspace kind viewer, like we need to like have we really finalized what this will be yet? It's still what is like this like design is in progress here, you know.
Yeah, it's a thread on Slack about it.
Yes. Yes.
Let me.
We'll just say like
I'm taking the link here right now.
that's so bugged out. Okay. I'm just fixing these as we go. Okay. So have we missed any? Not really. Okay, so now let's go to these important issues and make sure there's none that we haven't missed here. Controller, service, calling controller. That's fine. Okay, and then Backend subject access review. Create update method. Okay, yes, updating. Okay, there is some discussion quickly to be had about just like how that might work. So, the create API obviously does not let you update an existing workspace to create. It will fail if you try and patch an existing one. The structure of the API, I guess, depends on how we want to do it, like whether we want to have a resource version or like, the payload, whether it can be partial or whether it has to be the entire payload. So if it has to be the entire payload, then probably there'll be like when you click edit on an existing workspace, the front end will make an API call to get the current pre-populated, like in the form of option selectors. Maybe that's fine because they already have it from the workspace itself, but maybe it should do another get just to make sure it has the latest version. When you click edit and you've spotted an open window, now we have the problem of if you've clicked it on two different windows, what do we do? But I think it's probably fine if we're just fully overwriting all options in each push, like in each like once you click update. So I think the logical implementation here is just an update that requires the thing to exist, and it also requires the entire spec in the same way that the create does. Like it's pretty much exactly the same spec as the create. Is there anything in the create that we wouldn't want? Well, actually, no, these won't be here. Yeah, these two won't be here. These two will obviously.
Yeah, this need to just be the same, right? We need to
Well,
validate
without
this.
these two, it won't have these two because you'll be referencing it by /name.
Yeah, but I think it's fine to pass, right? And we
Well, I mean,
validate.
the question of whether we can update a Jupyter kind as well is a separate question, but this might be allowed. But you don't need to pass the name. Like what I'm saying is the name is. Do we need a new object type for create or update? Sorry.
I would keep the same object to be
And
easier
then if
on the
this
front end.
disagrees with the thing, we fail or what?
We fail, we validate to make sure that's the same.
Or do we require it's not set? Which one? I guess, yeah.
Is validate is easier than remember to be empty. Because when you do a get, you have this value already.
Not quite. You have a different structure when you do a get. This is what you get back from a create, yes, but it's not what you get back from a get. A get gives you something a lot bigger.
Yeah, but I mean, we have the name when you do a get to populate this.
Yeah, we obviously have the name. Yeah. Okay, cool. Because you get back a response like this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's fine. So effectively, the update should just be the same as the create, but allow updating, I guess. So at some point. Okay. I just make sure we didn't leave any in the 20th things. No, we didn't. Okay, cool. Okay, so people who are blocked. Is anyone blocked by something that we haven't discussed? And I guess let's talk about the most important ones to do first, and I'll make them in yellow. So I think we talked about this one being the most important right now, or maybe orange. Then this one also being the most important. Is there any other ones that are critical to get done in the next week? Or try to, not we get done, but to try to. Well, actually, some of these are like this last part may not be done, but these first two probably will be. Okay, so yep. Anyone got any perspective there?
For me, it's fine.
Yeah, these two only, or is there anything else? Do you want the subject access review thing, or?
Yeah, I will be out next week, but this is not like put the yellow. It's not high priority. This I would just say that, for instance, the update will be higher priority than the backend off.
I'd say so too, actually. Yeah, let's make that not yellow then. Yellow can be like 2 weeks. Orange can be like 1 week.
Yeah, update workspace. I can do 2 weeks for now.
I think this is also very important. Maybe not. Create workspace, I think, and then update.
I can do the update not on this week, but on the next one. 2 weeks from now, I can do.
Yes.
I can do this. If you want to put my name there, I can do.
New backend date path. Okay, and then like front end date pages, I guess, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because Paulo, you need this for the wizard, right? That's why I'm asking.
The creation, yes, not the update, but we need.
Are you going to do everything at the once or not?
No, just the creation
Okay.
for now.
Yeah, it should be a different flow because you can imagine many situations where like things would be completely different between creating and updating. Okay, and then workspace kind viewer. This feels like a longer term kind of thing. But, like we do need to do it. Like this is probably like the next step. Like these two are probably like if we're talking about like 3 weeks time kind of thing, like these kind of we need to have started this work, I think, on this one. Okay, we've only got a couple minutes left. So is anyone wanting to say anything or highlight anything? Has anyone not got an idea of what they can do to help progress this? Or if so, then let's not talk about it right now. Let's talk about it in the Slack channel. But anyone want to say anything in the last 2 minutes? Let me just fix this. I don't understand what on earth happened with what the heck. Like bugged as heck. Okay, well, who knows? So, in terms of backend, yeah, that's more of a longer term thing. Okay. Okay, cool. Now we've mostly got things fixed up here. And now when you try and indent, it won't break. Okay, so anyone, I see they've got some actions here. We've already talked about all these. Creation selectable rows, themes. Jenny, sorry, I think Jenny's here. Do you want to talk about anything there?
Well, thank you. Just, yeah, not much to update. I know Paolo was working on some designs for the new workspace creation UI. I don't know, it sounds like, Paolo, were you thinking to demo that today or maybe another time?
Yeah, probably another time. And I can maybe send a
Feel
free
free to
screenshot
record
on
it
Slack.
and post it in the Slack, just like something like that.
Yeah, sure, I can do that.
I think you'll get lots of comments, and everyone feel free to make comments. Obviously, it'd be nice. And things are demos. They're not. This is not a final design. It's a proposal, you know. But yeah, I think that we should try and asynchronize as much as possible, if you know what I mean, and then use these as check-ins.
That makes
Except
sense, yeah.
demos. If you have a demo ready, I'm sorry, we just took up a bit of time doing some organization today. But if you have a demo ready, we should plan that. But if not, just record it and.
Yeah, it's great progress. So yeah, maybe another time. I think that would be definitely valuable to showcase it and yeah, just share the great work there.
Yeah, once we've merged stuff in, I also really want to demo to the wider community. Of course, I really don't want to get us stuck behind a particular design though, if we end up changing things. But once we're kind of at a point where there's an end-to-end flow for creating, updating, and spawning, I'd love to do a demo for people to try and get more like users interested in contributing. Like, you know, I think Apple was coming by and saying hi before. I'd love to like more hook them in and be like, hey, there's actually a really cool thing coming here. And
Yeah, absolutely.
awesome. I'm gonna stop sharing. Thanks for coming, everyone. People can stay around on the chat if they want to keep talking about things. Otherwise, I'm just going to stop the recording. Thanks, guys.